you. Thank you, RD. Welcome to the Big Apple, the site of the State Farm Champions Classic this year. Madison Square Garden is the home for 4 iconic college basketball programs on what is annually one of the biggest and the most fun and special events and nights on the college basketball calendar. The Hall of Famer Tom Izzo is leading the 3-0 Spartans into MSG. They are ranked 17th in the nation, and their opponent in the first game of this doubleheader, as you look at Jeremy Fears, averaging better than 9 assists per game on the young season. The Spartans' opponent tonight, Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats. 3-1, a loss to Louisville, otherwise 3 lopsided wins. The preseason SEC Player of the Year, Otega Oweh. It's the Cats and the Spartans in Game 1. Boy, is there electricity in this building right now.
What a way to tip off the college basketball season here with an energetic crowd. 4 blue blood programs.
Going all in, no limits.
It's going to be tooth and nail for the next 40 minutes.
Can you hear the people shouting out?
Michigan State has got a hard-nosed, hard-playing team.
Absolutely dominating this game.
Put this on record, we winning.
And here come the Cats.
Oh, my goodness.
It is hopping in here right now.
One big game after another.
Pull up 3. Yes!
But till I'm on top, I'ma keep climbing.
Boozer in transition.
Give it to him. Oh, they run them down in two country.
The lights are the brightest here in Madison Square Garden.
It's always fun when 2 programs of this magnitude get together. Welcome to the State Farm Champions Classic. A great scene, a great arena, a great crowd, and 4 great programs playing here tonight. Dan Schulman and Jay Billis will hear from Chris Budden momentarily. We told you a little bit about Game 1. Let's preview Game 2. Kansas and Duke coming up in the nightcap.
Well, Cam Boozer is the lead story for Duke, just coming off a 35-point game. There's really no individual matchup that he's not going to dominate, so he's going to have to see multiple bodies in this game. And for Kansas, without Darren Peterson, they're going to have to manufacture ways to score. So they're going to have to be the tougher team, protect the paint, get on the glass. And I think Trey White and Melvin Council Jr. have to have great games on the perimeter.
So settle in, that's Game 2. Now let's get back to Game 1. And let's start with Kentucky. Mark Pope took the job at his alma mater last year, put a whole new team together, had a great year, got to the Sweet 16 this year in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Wildcats. With college basketball being the way it is right now, he's got a lot of new faces coming in again.
And most of them provide positional size and outstanding defense, especially Denzel Aberdeen, who's taken over at the point guard position. But Otega Oweh had a great year last year after transferring in from Oklahoma, averages 16 points a game. This year he's been double figures in every game, but hasn't really gotten on track to be that SEC Player of the Year candidate that we've talked about. But he is certainly capable of it, and they're playing a Michigan State team that is really, really tough inside.
Well, let's talk about Tom Izzo's team. They like to get on the glass. Is that the key to their success if they're going to win the game tonight?
Well, key number 1 is they're going to have to stop transition, because Kentucky likes to pass advance, and they look for threes, those little drag screens in transition. So they're going to have to get back. They can't just buddy run down the court. But I think they're going to have to dominate the paint. You know, Michigan State hasn't shot the ball real well. They're only shooting 22% from 3. If they can make some shots, that would help. But if they don't make shots, they can really rebound the ball. And they want to run opportunistically. They're an excellent transition team as well.
These 2 teams are 2-2 against one another historically here in the Champions Classic. This is the 15th Champions Classic, the first one of them all back in 2011. It was also in this building. Kentucky in the home whites. Mark Pope telling us this morning at Shoot-Around, Jay, he has never coached against Tom Izzo before, and he referred to the Hall of Famer as an icon and a Mount Rushmore type of figure in our sport.
Well, he's right. Tom Izzo is one of the greatest coaches in the history of American sport, not just basketball. And he's going to provide a toughness challenge for Kentucky. They lost to Louisville in an up-and-down game. This will not be the same tempo unless they can force it.
Kentucky is without one of their guards. The transfer from Pitt, Jalen Lowe, is going to miss his second consecutive game with a right shoulder injury. They still have a very deep team. Denzel Aberdeen will get the start of the point, but they are a man down without Lowe. We mentioned Chris Budden. She's standing by with the coaches.
I am. We'll start with you, Coach Izzo. You've worked with your team offensively. Where would you like to see the biggest improvement on that end of the court?
I'd like to make a few shots. You know, right now we haven't shot the ball very well, but we've done some other things pretty well, so I'd like to make a few shots and see if we can complete both ends.
We appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Coach Pope, for you, you talked with your team about distractions this week. Now here you are in Madison Square Garden. How do you hope to see that message on display tonight?
Just our guys looking at each other, man. We're at home making sure we see each other's eyes, stay focused on each other and on our task.
Good luck tonight.
Hey.
Without fail, coaches love bringing their teams to this city, to this arena, to this kind of an environment, Jay, to play in this caliber of a game.
Well, outside of on-campus arenas, there's nothing like Madison Square Garden. It's a dream for every player and every coach to play in this arena. They don't call it the Mecca of college basketball for nothing. It is just a magnificent venue for the game.
Spartans on the court. Mark Pope taking a moment to diagram one last play or give one last thought to his team. And now here come the Wildcats. Our officials tonight, Pat Driscoll, Don Daly, Keith Kimball. And again, this is just the first of two here with the State Farm Champions Classic, happening a little bit later than it normally does. This game typically is about a week earlier than this, so these teams have a game or two more under their belt than they typically do when they meet in this event. And it'll be Kentucky controlling the opening tip with the aforementioned Denzel Aberdeen.